When did the class clown take it too far? Look forward to new Reddit videos every single day by clicking that subscribe button. Hey, you might as well. It's free. Pulled out a chair from underneath a kid, thinking it would be really funny when the kid fell. The kid ended up falling and cracking his head open and getting around 30 stitches. I did this to a kid in middle school, and he hit his head on the metal part of the chair. The teacher was like, "Walk him down to the nurse," while he was walking slowly and holding his head acting super hurt. I felt like an asshole. Then we got out of the room, and he was like, "Haha, I'm fine, F you." He got me. Edit. Look, I'm not proud of this, but he didn't die. I was 12, and we were watching Space Jam in class that day, so I was extra hype. Lit a Roman candle on our bus ride home. Cops showed up, and he went right out the back door and kept running. Never came back to school. Edit. To answer some of the questions about this kid, although he was always nice to me, he was a typical tough acting senior. Wore a leather jacket and black combat boots to school every day. If my memory serves me correctly, one of our teachers told us the cops found him hiding in his tree fort. Hi, I'm not smart. What's a Roman candle? It's a firework that is shaped like a stick and shoots out ball-shaped fireworks. It's meant to be set down, and it will automatically shoot a certain amount of the sparkly balls out every few seconds. I always hold it even though you're not supposed to. It can be dangerous. In a high school classroom with a chill teacher, someone made a joke about another kid's dick being small, so that kid exposed himself in front of the whole class. To prove that it was large, he got suspended. But was it though? His dick may be small, but his energy is not. He yelled at my English teacher from across the room, "Your puns are more cancerous than girl's name." She was terminally ill with cancer and never came back to school after that day. Well, that's just awful for everyone. Kid was always doing dumb stunts, just to make people laugh. He got sick of climbing on or in random things and jumping stairs one day, and decided it'd be funny to smack into walls. His first few walls were fine, as they were all concrete. There was a girl crying in the hallway and he figured he could make her laugh by making a funny face and tackling the glass door. He went through the door and needed stitches, leaving splatters of blood and broken glass on the way to the office. Did it make her laugh? No, but it did distract her from what was bothering her, as she was busy trying to help, so that's a plus, I suppose. That's oddly heroic. Senior year, teacher wouldn't give her a hall pass to use the bathroom, which was ridiculous. Instead of taking a more conventional stand, like walking out of the room, she sat down in her desk and pissed her pants. She was suspended. I forget for how long. There were editorials back and forth in the school paper. I was on team. Teachers shouldn't try to control our bowels, but also maybe don't piss on the floor, though I do appreciate your taking one for the team. Junior year in high school in Algebra 2, the teacher was kind of a douche, so this one guy, let's call him Mike, would give him a hard time. This was a regular thing, and Mike would get kicked out of class for saying and doing some inappropriate stuff, but we all thought it was hilarious. One day, our teacher didn't show up to class. Word got around that his oldest son had died of a drug overdose, and he had to take some personal time off. He didn't show back up until a week later and he looked really sullen and down. During class, Mike pulled out a can of Coca-Cola and started sipping it nonchalantly. Teacher had a strict no eating or drinking in class policy, and Mike was aware of this. He told Mike to throw it away and step outside. Mike, the absolute freaking savage, says, "Look, I know you don't like Coke, but I'm sure your son did." Nobody laughed, just silence. Some people didn't get it. The ones who did were just too shocked to say anything, like me. Mike threw his drink away and walked out of the classroom, while the teacher just sort of haphazardly continued his lesson, although we could tell Mike's comment effed him up. This one kid thought it would be funny to snort a line of that sour powder. This was no small line, mind you. I actually think he was rubbing it off the candy. Anyways, he does his line and instantly starts screaming. His nose was gushing blood and I honestly think he popped a blood vessel in his eye. Ran out of the room, and later saw an ambulance come to the school. Don't do drugs. Did you go to school in Colorado? I had the exact same thing happen to my friend, 7th grade teacher in Colorado here. My students have been snorting Tajín recently. My high school class clown made a joke in a dead silent classroom about boning a teacher with another teacher in the room. His situation afterwards wasn't great. He farted loudly every single day in Mr. Jensen's social studies class. It got really old. Edit. This was 7th grade middle school. Edit. I lived in Minnesota at the time, in the early 90s. I teach middle school, and 2 years ago I had a student that purposely farted to stink up the room. He was the only student I've had so far where I couldn't find any redeeming qualities in him. He's out there somewhere, stinking up someone's world. Someone in my year at school, who wanted to be a doctor, drank a bottle of antibacterial hand wash for $5. He did it because there is nothing bad in there. His words. Needless to say, he got his stomach pumped. I'm sure he gained valuable insights into his future career. He is a pothead. One time the class clown asked what the teacher's wife, another teacher, was like in bed. It was so goddamn awkward. Better than your mother is the only acceptable answer. No matter your gender or sexuality, it is the only acceptable answer. He tried to pants the teacher. Ate a shit ton of notebook paper and ended up going home after he projectile vomited on the goddamn floor. Last week a guy in my class did the same thing. He ate some pieces of paper, like full pages, just because he could do it. His words, "We're 18 dude.